Good morning and Jai Hind dear students. Today I am going to start the first module which is mainly related with the topic acid, bases and salts. Have you ever wondered why turmeric stain on our fabric turns red when washed? What happens when lemon juice is added to baking soda? Or why do we use baking powder in preparing cakes? The properties are due to the acidic or basic nature of the substances. Similarly, there are large number of substances in our day-to-day life. Now, all of them do not have the same taste. Some of them can be sour, some of them can be bitter, whereas some others are sweet and few can be tasteless. So, if we observe in our day-to-day lives, we'll find that sugar is sweet, amla is sour, unripe mango is also sour, green apples are also sour, whereas glucose is sweet. So from these experience, our day-to-day experience, will find that most of the substances tasted have sour taste. A few of the substances can have bitter taste. So let's begin with the topic acid. Acid has been derived from the term acidus. It is a Greek word acidus, which means sour. So what are acid, or what is an acid? Acid is a chemical substance that has sour taste. Many food items, as I had discussed earlier, like lemons, curd, vinegar, orange, taste sour because of the acids present in them. Now, acidic substances are the substances that contain acid in them. There are natural acids also, like the acids that occur in nature. For example, acids found in the fruits are natural acids. Again, if we want to classify acids can be further classified into organic acids and inorganic acids. Why I am telling organic acids? Because these are found in all living beings, whether they are plants, animals, etc. Whereas inorganic acids, they contain minerals and to some extent they are more strong as compared to organic acids. Now coming to base. A base is a chemical substance that has bitter taste and it has a soapy texture. If you touch base, you will find that it is soapy to touch. Bases are found in different substances such as bleach, ammonia, washing powder, so they all contain bases, and bases are also called alkaline. Basic substances are those substances that contain a base in them. Now, if we have to list the different acids and bases and their sources, we can say acetic acid, CH3COOH. Acetic acid is an organic acid. It is a weak acid. It is found in vinegar. Formic acid. Formic acid is also an organic acid. It is found in ant sting. When ant bite us or uses its sting, it pains a lot. It is because it injects this formic acid. Similarly, citric acid is found in citrus fruits such as oranges, lemons, etc. Lactic acid is found in curd, and lactic acid is also produced in our muscles when we are tired or our muscles are tired. For example, if we are running marathon, then in that case what happens? More amount of lactic acid starts accumulating or depositing in our muscles, which can lead to spasm or fatigue. Oxalic acid is found in spinach. Oxalic acid is also found in tomatoes, guava, etc. Similarly, if you see tartaric acid is found in tamarind. So these are the acids which are naturally occurring acids. They are natural acids. In addition to that, or in addition to this, if we have to talk about some of the bases, so some important bases are calcium hydroxide. It is found in lime water. Ammonium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide or NaOH, or potassium hydroxide. It is found in soap. Magnesium hydroxide, it is also called milk of magnesia. It is one of the main ingredients in antacid tablets to relieve us from indigestion. Now coming to mineral acids, as I had told you earlier also, mineral acids, the acids obtained from minerals are called mineral acids. Now, mineral acids are generally inorganic acids. I had told earlier that acids can be categorized or divided into two parts, organic and inorganic acids. Organic acids are weak, whereas inorganic acids are comparatively much stronger as compared to organic acids. Mineral acids are strong acids. For example, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, hydrochloric acid HCl, nitric acid HNO3, and phosphoric acid H3PO4 are some commonly used mineral acids. Now, why these mineral acids are important? Because they are important from industrial point of view. These are used in the manufacture of fertilizers. They are also used as industrial chemicals for manufacture of explosives, dyes, pigments, etc. Hydrochloric acid, which is secreted by the gastric glands of our stomach, helps in the digestion of food because a particular enzyme called pepsin, it can only function in acidic medium. Hydrochloric acid is also used for cleaning tiles, wash basin and toilets, etc. Then coming to again mineral acids. Mineral acids, since they are very strong in nature, therefore they are corrosive and can cause skin burns. So concentrated sulfuric acid and nitric acid should be handled with care. Concentrated sulfuric and nitric acid means that it has less amount of water in it. The acids like sulfuric acid or nitric acid which we use in laboratories, they are not completely concentrated, rather they are bit diluted. They have some volume of water in them. So it is advised that these acids should be used in dilute solutions. Now coming to concentrated and dilute acids. As you know, all acids are solution of acidic gases in water. A solution containing the maximum amount of the acidic gas is called concentrated acid. Any solution which has a large amount of acidic gas will be said to be concentrated acid, whereas a solution containing lesser amount of the acidic gas will be said to be dilute acid. Thus, acidic solutions of different concentrations can be prepared by changing the relative amount of the gas and water. If the water content is more, that means it is dilute, and if the water content is less, that means the acid is concentrated and it is potentially more harmful. It has more corrosive action. In practice, dilute acid is prepared by slowly adding the required amount of concentrated acid into the calculated amount of water with constant stirring. We have to keep it in mind that whenever we have to add acid, we have to take a beaker full and pour some water in the beaker, and then slowly drop by drop using a dropper we can add concentrated acid in the water, and we have to stir it constantly because the reaction is highly exothermic. So in this module I will stop here, and in the second module I will be discussing about the uses of different acids, as well as we'll also discuss the bases, their uses, along with the formula of some of the commonly used acids in laboratories. Thank you. Jai Hind.